So today we ended up getting some new information in regards to Luocha, which basically is really just his lightcone banner. So today we are going to be talking about Luocha's lightcone, what it does, and also the 4 stars that are going to be on this lightcone banner. So we're going to be looking at the banner's value as a whole. We're going to be saying which characters are good with what lightcone, and basically everything that you need to know in regards to this lightcone banner, and if you should really summon on it if you're getting Luocha, and even if you're not getting Luocha. So let's go ahead and get straight into it with the brand new 5-star lightcone, which is Echoes of a Coffin, which is an abundance lightcone. And this passive is going to have increased the wearer's attack by 24%. After the wearer uses an attack, for each different enemy target the wearer hits, regenerate 3 energy. Each attack can regenerate energy up to 3 times this way. After the wearer uses their ultimate, all allies gain 12 speed for 1 turn. So this is a really nice lightcone, especially for Luocha. Now the only downside that I'm just going to go ahead and talk about right now is that since it is an abundance lightcone, which is basically the healer role, this is not going to be really great on a lot of different characters, especially Natasha and Bailu, because that increased the wearer's attack by 24% isn't going to be benefiting them really at all. This is really only for Luocha, just because he does scale off of attack for his heals. So this is going to help him very greatly, but for other characters like Natasha and Bailu, they won't really be able to use it. Now, of course, the energy regeneration that you are going to be getting from hitting a bunch of different enemies, and especially with using your ults, which you're going to be gaining a good amount more, this is really good. This is going to be giving you the buff stripping off of enemies and also giving you energy as well. And not only that, if you do end up using your ultimate, you're going to get some speed, which is going to be absolutely amazing for all the allies, especially for characters like Sele, who can really use that for their light cone, and also characters like Jing Yuan, who kind of needs those double turns, who needs more turns to be able to stack his lightning lord a little bit more. This is just an overall amazing lightcone for Luocha. Now, talking about free to play wise and should you summon for the lightcone based on the lightcone by itself and not the other 4 stars, this is really the best lightcone in the world. There are a lot of different lightcones that Abundance has that is very easy to use and very good to use, because they are more usable and a lot more universally accepted for a lot of different characters, rather than how restrictive this one is for just Luocha. Some of the examples that we can talk about are the post-op conversation, which is going to be increase the wearer's regeneration rate by 8% and also increase outgoing healing when they use their ultimate by 12%. Now, you won't be able to use the outgoing healing, but the energy regeneration is really nice. Shared feeling is increase wearer's outgoing healing by 10%, and when using skill, regenerate 2 energy for all allies. This one's really good as well. Perfect timing, increase the wearer's effect res by 16%, which is going to be great from stopping you from getting debuffed, and increase outgoing healing by an amount equal to your effect res, which this is also super good. Not only does it funnel into itself, but it's also giving you some really nice stats on top of each other, and outgoing healing can be increased up to 15% this way. This is a really nice one for Luocha. Quid pro quo, at the start of the wearer's turn, regenerate 8 energy for a randomly chosen ally whose current energy is lower than 50%. So this can help out a lot when trying to get that energy or those ults up for your team. And also warm, short, and cold nights. Increase the wearer's max HP by 16%. When using a basic attack or skill, restore all allies HP in an amount equal to 2% of their respective max HP. So there's current ones that are good and are not as good. Now, especially the ones like perfect timing and also shared feeling. These are really good lightcones to be able to substitute Luocha's lightcone, just because these are a little bit more universally accepted for a lot of the healers, can be used on a lot of different healers if you do have them. And all the other ones, although there might be some portions of the passive that are inactive or you can't be used, is a lot better than trying to summon for a medic lightcone or a healing lightcone that is not going to be able to use on a lot of different characters than Luocha. I don't think it's that necessary to try to go for a signature lightcone for a healer, in all honesty. So I do want to say that you probably should skip this lightcone in regards to it not being more usable to other characters and really just being designated for Luocha, because I know signature lightcones are supposed to be dedicated for that one character, but you kind of do want lightcones that are going to help out anybody in that situation, so that you get the most bang for your buck or bang for your jades when it comes to summoning on these lightcones. Now, for the 4 stars that we're going to be seeing in this banner are going to be Genius's Repose, Dance Dance Dance, and Good Night and Sleep. Talking about Genius's Repose, this one I don't really like that much. The passive is going to be increase the wearer's attack by 16%, which is really nice for a static buff. When the wearer defeats an enemy, the wearer's crit damage increases by 24% for 3 turns. Now, the attack percentage increase is really nice, but the problem is when you defeat an enemy, you get that crit damage increase. This is very situational, also very, I guess you could say, conditional. And I don't like conditional light cones because you're not going to be seeing the full effect of that light cone when you're using it on your character. So I don't really like this light cone being on the banner, nor do I like it being used on any other character. Now, Dance 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 is by far, for sure, one of the MVPs for this Lightcone banner. If you're not going, I guess you could say for Luocha's Lightcone, or if you are, this is a really amazing one. It can be used on a bunch of different characters, especially with how many great harmony characters that there are. The passive is when the wearer uses their ultimate, all allies' actions are advanced forwarded by 16%. Now, of course, the best situation you can use this for is going to be for Asta, because Asta is going to be giving you that speed increase. Also, forwarding everyone as well is going to be a really nice speed and action forward buff for everyone. Now, there are other characters that can really use this as well. Using this on Bronyo could be really great. Using this on Ting Yun could really be great. Using this on possibly Yukong as well could be really great. So there's a lot of really cool characters that you can use this for, and it's very usable on all of them, just because the advanced forward buff, especially if you do superimpose it a little bit more, you're going to be seeing a really big increase with you being able to skip a bunch of turns of the enemies and being able to do your rotations again and really fast, because you're going to be getting all of this advanced forwarding from this light cone. So this is a really amazing one. This is going to be the MVP and the one you really want from this banner, but at the current moment is not really that great to summon on it, just because of the lack of value that a lot of these other light cones have. And with the last one, which actually we've already seen this one on Cella's light cone banner, which is funny enough that they're bringing it back already, which is Good Night and Sleep Well. This is Pella's signature, I guess you could say, light cone, which is going to be for every debuff the target enemy has, the damage dealt by the wearer increased by 12%, stacking up to 3 times. This effect also applies to Dot. So of course you can use it on characters like Sampo, you can use it on characters like Wealth, and of course possibly Kafka in the future. There's just, you want to put this on sub DPS / DPS characters that are in the nihility path. So Wealth, Sampo, Kafka, these type of characters, possibly even Luca, these characters will benefit from this light cone. But at the current moment, I just don't see these light cones being very high in value when it comes to how many characters can use it. Is it really needed? Because in the current moment, we already have really good nihility light cones, just like the ones where you're getting a bunch of energy back with the Silver Wolf free-to-play one that we got earlier. This can be put on a lot of different nihility characters, and for the most part, the nihility characters' ults are really strong and can apply these debuffs on their own. So I don't really see the reason for anyone to really summon on this light cone banner, just because Luocha's light cone is very restrictive, I guess you could say, in who you could put it on. The Genius's Repose has a condition that I don't like on it, just because you don't get the full light cone effect unless you defeat an enemy. Dance Dance Dance, of course, as I said before, really strong light cone, but it being the only one that's really amazing isn't going to help the whole banner in terms of should you summon on it. And then Good Night and Sleep, we've already seen it on Sailor's banner. You can't really use it anymore. So other than that, that's pretty much it for this video when it comes to the value of the light cone banner. I'm gonna just say it's a big fat skip for a lot of people, unless you're a whale and you just want to go for the light cone. There's not really any reason for you to be listening to what I'm saying, but for the most part, a lot of the free to plays, a lot of the low spenders, you should probably skip on Luocha's light cone. Go for Luocha if you want to go for him, and just stop at that. You don't need his light cone. It's not really that needed. There's a lot of really good 4-star alternatives that you can use. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. See y'all in the next one, and peace.